Hey guys, it's Way here, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to bring you guys the best 500k team on FIFA 19 in my opinion. Now for those of you who don't know how this series works, I go ahead and build 5 teams for a specific budget, try them all out and do a video on the best one. It's been a long time since I did squad builds on my channel, but back in the day it was the staple for my videos. I did so many of them, and if you guys want to see them return, let me know any budgets down below in the comments. Now this team is in the 4-5-1 formation initially for chemistry reasons, although in game I'm going to swap it to a 4-2-3-1, which is my formation of choice, and it suits that formation very well. And we're going to start off in the goalkeeper position with a player from Poland and Juventus. It is of course Wojciech Szczesny, and he's my favourite keeper from the Serie A. He's got brilliant stats, he's very tall, and he's very cheap as well. If you've got more coins, you can get someone like Handanovic, or even one of the many informs that Szczesny has, but for me he's the best keeper in the Serie A, and he's also very, very cheap. Now moving up into the defence, in at left back I'm going to go with a player from the Bundesliga who goes by the name of David Alaba. One of the best players in his position on the game. He's got a really nice well-rounded card, great stats both defensively and going forwards, and he's very cheap now. He's about 20k and he has an amazing card. Really would recommend trying him out. I'm then going to be going with the first of 2 Serie A centre-backs, the first of whom is Kalidou Koulibaly, and he is an absolute beast. He's got 72 pace, 88 defending, which is crazy, 86 physical, he's so strong, and he's also very tall. He is so hard to get past. And then next to him, I'm going to be going with a very similar player, equally as beastly, and that is Skriniar. Look at the stats he's got. Again, 72 pace. He's got 87 defending, which is sick, 82 physical as well. He's also 6'2", and with both of these guys, try and put maybe a Shadow or Anchor Chemistyle on there. You're going to be boosting them up to around 80 pace, and it makes them both absolute monsters. And they also both have special cards that you can upgrade to as well, as do many other players in the team, which is part of the beauty of it. In the right back position, we're going to be going again with one of the highest rated players in their position on the game, and it is Dani Carvajal, 84 rated, really nice stats both defensively and going forwards. I'd recommend probably going with an Anchor Chemistyle on him, same with Alaba, just to boost that pace up, because they both have 82 I believe, which is good, but you can get a little bit quicker, so I would definitely go with an Anchor or Shadow Chemistyle on them. Now moving up into the midfield, this is where things get a little bit different, because we've got a player who won't actually play in this position in game. We're going to swap him around. It is Marek Hamšík, and he's got a really nice well-rounded card. I'd recommend boosting the pace up though. Try and put a Shadow or maybe like a Catalyst or Hunter on him, just to boost up the pace, especially because he's got 70, and then depending where you play him, to boost up the other stats. Apart from the pace, which you do boost to around 80 with one of those Chemistyles, he's got an amazing card. 80 shooting, he's got 5-star weak foot, so his long shots are crazy, as are his free kicks. He's also a brilliant passer of the ball on either foot. He's got nice dribbling. He's 6'2", which is very important. For me, height is one of the most paramount stats for a midfielder, because you want them to win the headers from goal kicks. That's so important. If you dominate the air in the midfield, you will get so many more chances going forward. So I always like my midfielders, especially the more defensive-minded ones, to be at least 6 foot. I think 6'2" is a good kind of medium between having players who are too tall and not that agile, and being too small and losing the aerial battles. He's also quite strong, and he's got decent defending too, so a very nice, well-balanced midfielder. On the left-hand side, I'm going to be going with Serge Gnabry, the former Arsenal player, and I'm actually going to be using his Champions League card right here. Although, if you have it, obviously use it. If you don't, try and get him. Get this version of Gnabry if you can. It's a lot better, a lot better in game. He's about 150, 200k to do the Bundesliga League SBC, but you get a lot of packs in return. But for the purposes of this team, we're going to be going with this card, which is about 15k, and it is his Champions League card. Really nice stats, very quick, good dribbler of the ball as well. He's got good skills, 4-star, and good shooting ability as well. And then over on the right hand side, we're going to be going with, I'd say, the star man in this team. Amongst many, it is Gareth Bale, an absolute beast. 95 pace, 88 shooting, 84 passing, 85 dribbling, good physical as well, 4-star skill moves. All in all, a brilliant player. He's so quick, and he's got that strength as well. Once he beats someone, they're not catching up with him, and if they get anywhere near him, he's just pushing them out of the way. He's like a wrecking ball when he gets forwards, and once he gets into the penalty area, he's a clinical finisher as well. A lot of fun to use, and very similar to one of the other players you're going to see in this team. Next up, we're going to go with someone who Liverpool fans call Bobby, but I'm just going to be calling him Roberto Firmino, because I don't particularly like him as a Man City fan, and he is very good on Ultimate Team. Probably the best attacking midfielder, I'd say, in the Premier League, behind this guy, Kevin De Bruyne on Ultimate Team, that is. Very nice card. Try and boost the pace up. Go with a Hunter or maybe a Catalyst camera style like I've gone with here, and you'll get him up to the high 80s, which is really good. He's got really good shooting and passing too, great dribbler of the ball, good skill moves, and he's also got a very rare attribute for attacking midfielders, I find, and that is good physical and strength. So he can really hold his own up against big defenders, and that's very, very good, and makes him a real threat for opposing defenders. Very agile, very good dribbler, and he's got the pace to just comfortably beat players, and then he can bang them in from range as well. Now, this is going to be a bit of a weird looking choice, but you'll understand why in a moment. I'm going to be going with Fabinho. Don't worry, he doesn't play as an attacking midfielder in game. We swap him down to a defensive midfielder where he plays very nicely. It's his preferred position, really. And, I mean, if you look at the card, the stats are crazy, but he plays even better than this in game. There's a reason he's one of the most popular players on this game. It's because he's one of the most overpowered players. Everyone will have used him at some point and come up against him many a time. And he's just so good. He's like N'Golo Kante, but a lot cheaper, and he's actually taller than Kante, which I like, so he dominates the air as well. And if you look at the stats, really good defending and physical, decent pace as well. Try and boost the pace up, maybe go with a Shadow, maybe a Catalyst, or even a Hunter camera style if you want to get forwards a bit more with him. But either way, like whatever you go with him, he's just going to be a beast. He's so good, and I'd say probably the second best defensive midfielder on a budget. Well, that's including Kante, I think, behind like the likes of Vieira and everyone like that. But finishing the team off, we're going to be going with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, one of the sweatiest players in FIFA history. So good. I've loved him on FIFA and in real life ever since FIFA 14. I remember I played about 600 games with him back then, and this year he is even better. I mean, he's 87 rated now, which is crazy. 94 pace, 84 shooting, good passer as well, good dribbling, good physical too. He's 6'2", so it doesn't really get much better. 6'2", good physical, pace. Like, what more do you need? He's a target man, so you can cross him. He suits that meta of the game. He's got the pace, so if you just play the ball in behind with a lob through ball or something, he's getting there. So really good for counter-attacks. He just suits the meta of FIFA 19 to a T, and it's just a brilliant striker, especially if you like playing a one-striker formation where you play the ball into him via the wings or through the middle. He suits that extremely well. So I'd probably try and boost up the shooting, because he's got 84, which is good, but he can get a little bit better, and then maybe the physical. So that's what I've gone with here with a finisher. Camera style, the pace doesn't really need much happening to it, but this is how the team lines up when you get into the game, but you want to swap it up immediately using the new custom tactics system. Just by pressing LT, going to Y here, you can then quickly choose, pick out your different things. So just go to defensive, for example, and then you can set it to, in my case here, the 4-2-3-1. But I want to quickly show you guys a few ways you can line this team up. You don't necessarily have to go with the 4-2-3-1, but it's my favourite formation this year. I'll show you how to use this team in other formations though as well, with some of the other popular ones on this game. So 4-2-3-1, I play Hamsik as my defensive midfielder. Yes, he's got 72 defending and 69 physical, but if you boost the pace up with a Shadow and the defending, he's got over 80 defending and like 80 pace, which is more than enough. Go with a Sentinel and he's going to get to like 80 defending and high 70s for physical, and he's 6'2" as well, so really don't be put off by that. And then we've got Fabinho, who plays down here in that defensive midfield position. So if you play it in 4-2-3-1, that's how it lines up. It's very solid. I set both my defensive midfielders to stay back also attacking, cover centre. Do the same for the fullbacks, but put them on overlap, and then get in behind and stay forward on Aubameyang. You can also play this in a variety of other formations. 4-3-3-4 suits it really nicely. If you don't want to play Hamsik as a defensive midfielder, you can use him as that centre mid there. So you can line the team up like this. You may have a lot of different upgrades here as well. You could go with maybe like the SBC version of Hamsik. That's obviously a possibility. Player of the month Aubameyang. Maybe like the headliners version of Carvajal. Like, you've got a lot of options here. So you've got a few different things you can do. And you can also play this in the 4-1-2-1-2, wherever that is, along here. 4-1-2-1-2 second variation, or the first variation as well. But you can play it like this, and I'd probably go with Gnabry there, and then BALE up front. And then, yeah, you can have Firmino and Hamsik as your centre mids. If you do this, I'd put a Shadow on Firmino, though, just to boost up that defending. and then probably the same on hamstring as well. But if you play it like this, that plays very, very nicely too. It's down to which formation you prefer, because they all kind of play to different strengths. So if you prefer tiki-taka, then this formation's better. If you like counter-attacking and being good defensively, the 4-2-3-1 is going to be your best bet. But I'd recommend just basically building the same team here, trying out the different formations, seeing what suits you best. You may have other players you can swap into this same kind of formula of team I've got. Let's say you have an untradeable Mbappe, you use him instead of Bale, put Lala in at right back and you're good to go. On the left hand side, you've got lots of options you can just swap out. Maybe go with like Perisic, for example, and then a left back who gets a link into him, maybe Leroy Sané and Mendy, for example. You've got a few options, but this is the team I've gone with, and it is so good for the price. And I think you can compete at a high level in FUT Champions, you can compete in division rivals as well. Against super teams, I was using this, played about, I'd say, 10 games with the team. I think I won about 6 or 7 of them, which for me is pretty good, coming up against primarily better teams than me, and I was beating them on the whole. So I'm happy with it, and I think for the price it's brilliant. I would definitely recommend it if you're looking for a team. It's got a lot of meta, very good players in. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you later. Take care.